Hello everyone, my name's Paul. Today I'm going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation on the Athenaeum Library. The Athenaeum Library is the oldest subscription-based library in Victoria. It's on level 1 of the Athenaeum building in Collins Street, Melbourne. Last year I did my work placement at the Athenaeum Library for 2 weeks as a part of my diploma in library studies. I did various tasks such as shelving books, circulation desk work, which involves loaning books to members and having them return books to put in the system. I was shown how to put coverings on books that have just come into the library and then put them through the system. I also did some what is called weeding, which basically is getting rid of any old material that's not wanted. History. The Melbourne Athenaeum building was founded in 1839 by a not-for-profit organisation. The library was first completed in 1842. The first books donated to the library were from Henry Gibson, who was elected Vice President at the founding meeting. The first tenant was the Corporation of Melbourne, now called the Melbourne City Council, which stayed until they moved from the town hall. In 1853, a large hall was built. The library was expanding and it had over 5,000 volumes. The hall was mainly used as a meeting place. In 1872, a new hall was opened. A grand concert marked the occasion. The new hall was an instant success. Previously, the Melbourne Athenaeum was called the Melbourne Mechanics Institute. On 3rd July 7th, 1886, a new building was opened, making this a 3-storey addition. The building at the time consisted of the main hall, library and reading room, as well as the upper hall and associated offices. In June 30, a lift was opened for members to use that would lead them directly to the library. The lift...
Paul, that was 1930. That was quite a lot later, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
In June 1930, a lift was opened for members to use that would lead them directly to the library. The lift is still operational today. And is very useful for people with walking difficulties. The exterior of the building today has changed very little. Along with the library, the building has a theatre, which is on the 2nd level. This is where stage shows and musical performances take place. Library collections. There are a variety of collections in the library which include books, fiction and non-fiction, magazines, DVDs, etc. The library has up to 30,000 in collections. Staff are always aware of authors that have #1 bestsellers and always acquire the best books suitable for the library that would be of interest to members. E-books are also available for members. Staff. The library is run by a dedicated staff with a library manager being in charge, along with librarians and library technicians. Library staff do most of their work using Koha, which is a free integrated library management system. This allows staff to do cataloguing, which is the process of creating and maintaining bibliographic records, acquisitions, which is the process of acquiring materials and resources, and issuing books to members to borrow and checking the books back in once they have returned them. Staff provide members with great support in helping them find the resources that they are interested in. Volunteers. Volunteers make up the library's committee of management. They also assist staff at the front desk, shelve books, repair damaged ones, etc. They also help with the running of book clubs. Volunteers are at the library on a Wednesday evening from 5 till 8 p.m. and on a Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They are also there on other days as well. Archiving. One afternoon during my placement, I spent an afternoon doing some archiving. I went up a level to the archive room and was shown around by the archivist. I assisted with sorting out different historical records. Cultural program. Artists are invited to come and work at the library as well as give a talk on their presentation. Over the years, there has been several artists that have visited the library. Artists usually spend the entire week working at the library. However, this program currently is under review and the library is not expecting any more submissions. Events program. The Athenaeum Library holds various events such as classical and jazz music concerts, authors talking about books and book launches. These events usually take place Friday evenings. On Friday afternoon, during my first week of placement, I assisted with the setting up of the stage. It takes quite a bit of work to set the stage up. The library has event staff who helps with the setting up of the event, of each event, as well as the packing and cleaning up when the event is finished. These staff members only work on the day of an event. Members. Library members come to the library to read a paper or a magazine, use the catalogue, to search for books, and to be part of a book club. Members are also welcome to make themselves a coffee or tea and have a biscuit or two. Members are permitted to borrow up to 30 books or 30 items. They can renew an item up to 4 times and can do so from home. They have a 4-week borrowing period, with new items having a 2-week borrowing period. Being a member of the library gives you the privilege of attending events free of charge. Final thoughts. The Athenaeum Library is more suitable for adults, but it does have a small junior section. I was most grateful to have the opportunity of being able to do my placement at the library. The staff and volunteers should be commended for the great amount of work they do. The library itself holds a high standard of excellence due to the commitment of staff and volunteers.